I'm Dan Mihalopoulos. I'm a member of the Chicago Sun-Times Watchdogs team. We're at the Cook County Administration Building in downtown Chicago. Last few weeks we've been going over the meeting minutes for years and years of county board meetings, and we found out which commissioners have played hooky the most, who has missed the most meetings over the last few years. Some have missed a third of their meetings. They're elected, they're paid $85,000 a year, and they're supposed to be here. So today we're going to go to a county board meeting, and if they've shown up, the ones who have missed the highest percentage of meetings among all the commissioners, we're going to ask them where they've been when they're supposed to be here.
The records that the Sun-Times has and the analysis shows that you have missed quite a bit of committee meetings, though, and you're in the top 3. You're one of the worst offenders for missing committee meetings as well as board meetings in 3 years and in 5 years.
Well, overall is 29%. Committee meetings this term is 32% absent rate. And when you look at, that's over 3 years. Over 5 years, it is, yes, 29%. Over 3 years, you've missed of the overall meetings, 27%, of committee meetings, 29%.
On the day of any given board meeting, we may have half a dozen committee meetings. If I miss 4 board meetings because I'm in the hospital, I could very well miss 25 plus committee meetings during those days. So I'm not going to dispute the committee meetings that I've missed over the last 15 months. That notwithstanding, I would respectfully submit that I would put the productivity of my record up against any of my colleagues. And I mean that with all due respect to my colleagues. Have I missed committee meetings on the day that there have been board meetings? It's very likely. If I've missed those meetings, it's because I'm back here in this office holding meetings with the administration about pending legislation that's coming up. This is not a situation, and I will tell you this without hesitation. I have not missed a committee meeting on the day of a board meeting because I decided to go out for lunch, because I do something else. If I'm not in that chamber on the day of a board meeting, I'm in here taking meetings.
When doing the data analysis, we basically saw that a lot of people missed this committee meeting, which is the Legislation and Intergovernmental Relations Committee. So I'm mostly expecting to see Commissioner Daley, Commissioner Boykin, Commissioner Sofferton, Commissioner Moody, and maybe like one other. But more often than not, people miss this committee as well as other committees before the actual board meeting. So I'm expecting to see a lot of empty seats, like what we see right now, and a lot of people kind of moseying about, talking to each other, and maybe sitting in the back, but not out here, not really doing their jobs.
And you were in the top 3 consistently for missing the most.
So I don't have the numbers in front of me, and so I'll have to check and look back for you. I know that I'm at almost all the board meetings, so I'm going to take a look at that. But look, we just closed on our 200th house on the land bank. We passed paid sick leave last year. I still chair the pension committee, in which we have the most robust pension website, so I'm really proud of what we've done at the county. In fact, I'm going to back there right now because we're about to do what I think is a tremendous deal with the hospital. So, look, I think we are able to accomplish a lot here. So I'll check the numbers and I'll get back to you.
The numbers that we have, we'll be glad to send you meeting by meeting, but the county minutes the county board meeting minutes show that during this term, the first 3 years of this term, which is of course ending this year, you missed 50% of committee meetings. The next worst percentage for attendance was Butler with 36%, and
So you know what,
Tobolsky with 31%.
I'll have to look at that because I don't know if that's the case, but because sometimes what we do is board meetings and committee meetings are on the same day, so if you stepped out to meet someone in your office, take a phone call, it's possible that you weren't there, but you were in there for the meeting. So let me check and I'll get back to you. Look, I'm sure my attendance isn't perfect. I'm juggling like every other working mother, and so I'll keep doing that, but I'm also going to keep getting results.
Are committee meetings important?
They are. You know, the way that it works at the board is anything that's important in committee gets voted on at the board meeting. In addition, it's an Open Meetings Act requirement. So even if you were potentially not there for a committee meeting, you vote on these contracts, these big personnel matters when they come to the board. You'll see that today with the labor contracts. They get discussed in committee, but then you have to be on the record in voting for them on the board. So again, I'm really proud of what we've been able to do. I do need to get back. Speaking of having results,
for their sake,
I will absolutely
last
call
10
you.
seconds. Aon,
I will totally call you. I got it
you've
right.
been working for Aon.
Dan, I will
Has that not affected your meeting?
2 minutes, absolutely
But does
not.
your other job affect your meeting?
Not even a little bit, not even a little bit. I have, this is all about legals and we are absolutely, what I think to do with the county. So, listen.
Are the taxpayers getting their money?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's great. I did promise you guys the 2 minutes, so I want to
Thank
get
you
back
for
into this
talking.
meeting. Do you want me to call you later?
Anytime you want.
Okay.
Thank you.
I guess in the process of doing this data analysis and talking to the commissioners, we learned that they're juggling a lot of different things, and that's why they say that they've been missing meetings. Gaynor says she's a working mom. Fritchie says that he's trying to advance legislation. So that was like the main impetus for why they're missing both board and committee meetings.